He thinks that having Gallant will save him. He is about to learn, my good friends. What up, my dudes? It's your boy, codeyo here. Gonna be bringing you guys a new series. This one will be a PvP showcase. So the way this will work is every once in a while, I will show you guys a new PvP team. It might be meta, it might be counter meta, it might be super off meta, or just for fun. I might throw in some super free-to-play friendly teams here and there, but this is what we got. So this team that I have been using has been crazy. You can see my win rate here. 3 of these losses were because I tried to use a different food, and a certain food is kind of important to the way that this team works. So the team is Green Bond, Green Princess Elizabeth, the SSR, and then the new SSR Red Gowther that everybody's trying to get right now. And then in the 4th slot, Green Merlin. So I'll go and I'll show you their abilities. I'll go over Green Bond somewhat quickly because I know that you guys are probably pretty familiar with him. So his first ability is an AoE attack, and then on 2nd and 3rd tier he gets a lifesteal from it. His second ability is an Extort, which lowers the attack and defense of all enemies for 2 turns by 20%, and that value goes up. On a 3-star it goes to 3 turns. So the Extort drains their attack and defense and then gives it to Bond. So it makes him stronger if this debuff lands. Okay, and his ultimate does a fat chunk of damage, then extorts the enemy for 50% for 2 turns. And then of course, his passive decreases all enemies' HP related stats by 10% at the start of the next turn if the hero hasn't taken any damage. Okay, so that's Bond. Then Green Princess Elizabeth. The reason I'm using her, I mean for multiple reasons, but the main reason is that I wanted to be able to use King in the association slot here with Gowther. The reason for that is that if Gowther can do his associated combined attack, his ultimate will deplete 5 ultimate move orbs instead of 3 if you have some rando in there with the association, okay? It also does considerably more damage, and this value, even though it's only 60%, you need everything you can get in PvP if you're doing ungeared PvP, which I am. Because I am not a whale, and I don't want to be in that elite stuff. So when making this team, my main goal was how could I effectively get King to be in the association slot without missing out on a lot of the things that King provides. Now the main thing that King provides is he has his heal, his cleanse, and his petrify, right? But he also deals decent damage with his ultimate. So I wanted to make sure that I still had a cleanse, I wanted to make sure that I still had some healing, because you really do need cleanse in the current PvP meta. There's way too many debuffs out there not to be running a cleanse. And so like, okay, well Princess Elizabeth is kind of like Blue King. Her first ability actually hits pretty hard. If you can get it to a tier 2, it'll remove buffs. So this comes in handy if you have somebody like say a Red Arthur and a Green Bond on the enemy team. If Green Bond extorts, he's got 20% and 20% attack and defense. And then Red Arthur's gonna buff up all of his basic stats, so attack, HP, and defense. This will just strip him of all of that. So all those buffs, boop, gone right away. So this has been helping a lot with countering Green Bonds. Her second ability is just a backwards version of Blue King's. And what I mean is that she heals on the 1st tier and then gets the cleanse on the 2nd tier. Whereas Blue King cleanses on the 1st tier and then gets the heal on the 2nd tier, alright? So this is just slightly backwards of that. And then her ultimate is really crazy. So heals HP of all allies equal to 480% of attack and fills the ultimate move gauge by 2 orbs. Okay, so when she ult, everybody gets 2 orbs. Then her passive, she starts the fight with 2 orbs. So at the beginning of the battle, she starts with 2. Okay, so you got 2 here, and then if you give her, so you get 2 here, and then you'll see that I'm also running Green Merlin in the 4th slot. The only reason I'm really running her is because of her passive fills all allies' ultimate move gauge by 1 orb at the start of the battle. She is a good unit. I don't have mine powered up right now. She's at 60 because I'm out of SSR pendants, so I could get my CC higher by doing that. I don't often end up using her because she's just, my 3 don't die. But once you do get her on the field, she's really good because she can deplete ultimate move orbs, so you can just kind of lock down a certain unit, prevent them from ulting. Has a nice barrier, which is helpful. And of course her ultimate is a single target DPS that also disables attack skills. Like I said, she's mostly just there for the passive in order to start the fight with 1 more orb. So what happens is that she gives everybody 1 orb. And then Green Princess Elizabeth gives herself 2 orbs. Okay? And then what I do is I need to make a lot more of these, but I start with the food that starts the battle with another orb. So Green Princess Elizabeth will start the fight with 4 orbs. Okay, so all I have to do, and I'll show you this, on the first turn is spend one of her cards. That way she gets one more orb, and the second turn she'll already have her ultimate in my hand and I can use it. So second turn I can use her ultimate. Usually by then I've been dealt a little bit of damage too, so she'll heal everybody up. And then she'll give these guys 2 more orbs, and then they'll have their ult right away too. So third turn, G-Bon and Gowther both get to ult, and that is a dirty, dirty, dirty wombo combo, right? So I'll show you how this plays out. He had that little laughing stamp. He thinks that having Galland will save him. He is about to learn, my good friends. So I did actually get really, really lucky. Galland's passive targeted Green Princess Elizabeth. All that means is that she can only attack him. That's fine. It also means that she can't place her debuffs. Again, that's fine. I prefer the debuffs of G-Bon for his extort, and also the disable attacks that I've got here. So, going to extort, use this. I don't actually need to use anything from Princess Elizabeth because she ended up going second, so she already has the orb, so next turn I'll have that. So, I'm actually going to heal up because I'm slightly worried about getting one shot by this G Jericho. The other option there was to combine my 2 skill up things. Even though he has a Galland, and if I was to use my skill increase from Gowther, Gowther would get petrified, but if I did it successfully and got Green Princess Elizabeth to get this ability to the second tier, he'd get petrified and she would heal and cleanse it right away, so I wouldn't really lose out on anything there. And that's only if I needed him to do something else that turn. If I didn't need him to do anything, I could just leave him petrified for a turn. Okay, so now here, we choose who we want to shoot or who we want to kill. I'm going to go for Green Jericho. She's 1 orb away from ulting. So I'm going to do this. That will not kill her. I'm going to skill up Gowther, that way this becomes a silver, and that way this one disables attack skills. Okay, so on the next turn, I'll have a silver tier 2 skill up thing. Gowther will get petrified here, but this should kill Jericho. So you'll see that he gets petrified because of the passive of Galland here. Which, in case you guys don't know, Galland's passive will petrify any unit, enemy or ally, that uses a skill up or skill rank down ability for 2 turns. So he's petrified for 2 turns right now. Okay, I did forget one thing. I forgot that his last ability wouldn't go through because he was going to get petrified. That would have killed Green Jericho, though. We should still be able to finish him off. If they don't... Okay, yeah, we're fine here. So I do need to combine this and use it to get this cleanse off. And then I'm going to use Gowther's ultimate here. He will be cleansed by this. I'm going to use Gowther's ultimate. That'll kill Green Jericho. I might end up losing Princess Elizabeth on the next turn, depending on how much damage this guy can dish out. So my other option was to have used her ultimate, but I wanted to get Green Jericho out of the way because she was the big damage threat. Okay, so for his association or his support slot, actually, he had the blue Diane, but she's only at 60, so I'm not too concerned about that. Especially considering that he's got 3 blues on the field right now, and I've got 2 greens and a red, and I don't care if he goes after Gowther. Honestly, when people go after Gowther, it saves me a ton because it is really hard for most teams to kill Green Princess Elizabeth and Green Bon. So let's see here. I am going to use this heal. It's going to heal them all up for a pretty good value. It's also going to give them some more orbs. So this will give them 2. If I could use 3 on either one of them, they'd get their ult next turn. So we're going to do this. And I'm actually going to extort. So this will give me a tier 2 extort right now. And it will also set me up for some pretty good damage by both Green Bon and Princess Elizabeth on this next turn. So she's got a gold here and then 2 silvers. And these actually hit really hard. And I'll show you guys right now. I'm not even going to use Green Bon's attack on this next turn. I just want to show you guys how much damage Princess Elizabeth can do. He did cleanse the extort, which is fine. I needed him to do that. Waste an action. Okay, so he got petrified. So he thinks that he's gotten rid of all my damage. Oh, this guy's going to learn. He's going to die right here. Blue King's about to get nuked by a goddamn... Okay, 21k. Oh, that's right, I'm attacking Galland. I forgot that Galland's passive was active, so she has to attack him first. Okay, well, that still works. Now she's free to attack other people, and now Gowther can more easily do his skill ups, or his skill rank increases. So this fight's super in the bag. I'm guessing this guy's autoing, or else he would have already forfeited. Okay, so we're gonna do this to heal him up, then also give them their orbs. He's got his ult. I don't think I can kill him with this. Let's see. I might be able to. If he gets a crit into that X store, I probably will kill him here. No, it was close. Alright, so we'll take a little bit of damage here from Blue King, but that's all it's going to do is just a little bit of AoE damage. He's going to get the Purify off, but he didn't heal himself. Oh, that actually did one-shot my Gowther. Which is totally fine, because we still have Green Bond and Green Princess Elizabeth. And now that Green Merlin's on the field, he'll never get another ult. I mean, he's going to die right now anyhow. Let's... I'm actually going to extort Diane because she has more health right now. And then I'm going to try doing this. We'll see how this works. Blue King was definitely the bigger threat, but I was still confident that I could probably kill him with the 2 following abilities. And Blue Diane being 60, I was pretty confident that G-Bond would one-shot her. And if he didn't, then Green Princess Elizabeth was going to use her first ability and chip out that last little bit. And then we get the swipe on him. So, that team wasn't too bad. Galland is not a counter to this team. Like, at all. I've never lost to a Galland so far. Every time I see a Galland, it just gives me more time to stack up my cards. So I put all my skill ups on the side, or I make sure that I can follow it with a cleanse when I need to also be healed. That way it's super efficient. Alright, so this team should not be too bad. We've got Green Bond, Blue King, and G Jericho. If instead of G Jericho it was Red Gowther, I think we'd be in a bit of a rut. I do need to get this extort off of me, so I am going to power up Elizabeth, and then go into this, and then get a tier 2. Actually, no, this will be a tier 1, duh. I am going to do the extort. I have one more extort I can use next turn, but I need to at least secure one of their actions, which will be a Blue King cleanse. I always try to do this, because if he was to do 3 attacks with Green Jericho, or 2 with Green Jericho, after an extort from G-Bond, there's a really good chance that he can nuke down one of my guys. So this just kind of makes sure that he's going to cleanse it, because if he doesn't cleanse it, he's not going to hit nearly as hard, as you can see here. And if he does cleanse it, then he just lost an action. So he's already wasted 2. This might be a Petrify. Okay, which is fine. He doesn't actually have his ult up right now anyhow. She does. So, we will go... They're already extorted. I can't do a lot of damage here. But... we're going to try to nuke down this Jericho. We'll heal up and give them some orbs. Mostly for the heal, because Green Bond was going to get his ultimate next turn anyhow by using this ability here. Then Gowther already has 5. He's just petrified right now. If you have somebody who's low health and they're petrified, make sure that you're doing it with a cleanse heal, not just a heal. Or else you'll just waste your turn. So Gowther and G-Bond both have their ultimates ready this turn. No, that was a good amount of damage. He might go down here depending on what happens. That might be a Petrify. Okay, that is a Petrify. And that's a heal. Okay. So, I only can use 2 abilities here, so I'm going to use them both. I'm actually going to go for this Green Jericho. Because I don't think that I can one-shot this Blue King. I'm going to merge these 2. These will turn into a 3-star here. I don't think I could one-shot the Blue King. He seems to have higher base stats when it comes to defense and HP than Green Jericho. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I targeted the wrong person, and we one-shot Blue King. That actually isn't what I wanted, though, because now Green Jericho is going to ult me. And if I were her, I would probably try to chip away at the Gowther and then ult him, because he has his ult up. And G-Bond right now has his 50% increased defense, so she's not going to hit him for too much. And even though she'll hit a red and she's green, she'll deal 20% less damage. But that 20%... Oh, okay, she's going to try to hit G-Bond. That's weird. Ooh. Is she going to ult? Interesting. Okay, so she chipped away at Green Bond and then ulted Gowther, and now she's going to kill neither of them. Okay, and that was 3 actions. Oh, she just lost that. Yeah, forfeit. I would have done a clean sweep right there with Gowther's ultimate. It would have put all of their ult orbs back to 0. And then you had a gold second ability, or no, first ability, so it would have hit them for a decent amount and disabled all of their attacks. We'll do a few more here. Alright, so this will be a decent example here. We've got a red Arthur with Gallant. He's only 60 though, which is kind of a bummer here. It plays in my favor that his commandment is going on Gowther here, so I can still use my extort from G-Bond. So we're going to use this, do a little bit of damage here, and then we're going to have her poke at Gallant because he's squishy, because he's 60, and then it also will merge her heal here. So this gives her the fifth orb that she needs, so next turn she'll have her ultimate ready. He doesn't have a way to cleanse this. Actually, he does. The SSR Elizabeth Hawk does have Solidify, which I believe will remove a debuff. I believe it does. It gives them extra resistance if it removes a debuff. So here is the reason that you run Red Arthur and Gallant together. Gallant's first ability has, is it Amplify? I believe it's called Amplify, which does 30% more damage per buff on the target. So you'll see here he's got a fat amount of buffs right now. I'm actually not sure where these last two are. I'm not sure where those are coming from. So we are going to heal up. I could disable attack skills here, which I think might be the right thing to do. So we're going to do that. He's going to use this on himself, so that this becomes a silver. And then he's going to disable all attack skills. They can still buff, they can still do all their shenanigans, but this will prevent... Oh, damn it, I did it again. If that would have worked, it would have prevented him from using his first ability, which will deal fat extra damage because of all the buffs on him. I did forget about that. I will admit that was a mistake. I knew the Petrify would happen, but I forgot that he can't land the debuffs because he is the target right now. Okay, so she's getting the attack increase. Are they going to try to take care of this G-Bond? He's got ultimate up. Okay, so this will not hit for as high as you might think, because even though he's 60, he's got a lot of buffs on him right now. So we're gonna go ahead and use it. Actually, we're gonna cleanse this. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna do the extort first. That way he gets the debuff on him, potentially kills him, and then we'll use Gowther's AoE to deplete some orbs. Okay, so now that he is dead, Gowther is free to use his skill ups completely freely, but also he can land debuffs again. Now, depending on who their 4th slot is, this one's pretty much in the bag. If they have like a 70 G bond, it could stall out for a little bit, but they have no healing, no sustain. Oh, it's a 60 Gil Thunder. Yeah, we're fine. So again, the real threats to this team are if you have a blue King and Gowther that you're facing. That one can be nasty if you can't get rid of the blue King right away. Because if you're running this team, you can't effectively down the Gowther very quickly because he is red. Okay, that's fine. Now, I could use this and then heal her and also cleanse that, which will give her her ultimate. So I'm actually going to do that. So this will give her her ultimate next turn. Wait. Oh, wait, that won't... What? This should cleanse it. I want to see how this interaction works. Because I'm confused as to why... I do want to see how this goes. It just skipped it altogether. Interesting. That's good to know. So a disable heal on herself won't even let her cleanse herself. So keep in mind that what just happened was that because she had that heal restriction on her, she can't cleanse it herself. So if they do land a heal restriction on her, she can't even cast it. So that's why I was saying that the weak point here is if they disable Green Princess Elizabeth. If they make it so that she can't use a heal skill, she can still ult, but she can't use a heal skill, she won't be able to cleanse anybody or heal anybody. Again, without her ult. So here, we're actually going to do this. We're going to use this single buff on Bond. This will be a tier 2 extort with a tier 2 cleave. And I chose that one specifically, that way this would also merge. This should deal a good amount of damage because they only have attack buffs on themselves right now. And so that killed 2 of them. He should be forfeiting. Yeah, there we go. So, first off, G-Bon is maxed, and I mean literally maxed. You can ignore his CC, it doesn't matter because we're doing normal PvP. But he is fully awakened, 6 out of 6, so he gets a huge stat boost there. And I do have his ultimate move maxed out. If you guys are wondering, what the shit, man, what happened? If you watch the progress, the account progression videos, I talk about how I got this here. Where you'll at least see it happen. There was no secret or anything. I got very lucky with some summons, which are in the videos. And then I did buy the last copy that I needed once he dropped in the coin shop. It only gave me like another, maybe 40% or something, but I needed it because he was so close. Can you imagine being that close and not pulling the trigger on that? Next character, of course, is the red Gowther. He is 5-star awakened. I need to get a few more chalices here, as well as some of these other materials that you see. And his ultimate, he has 2 into it. If you guys check out my Gowther summoning stream video thing, I did all my summons live on stream. We did a poop ton of summons, let me tell you, man. Like a ton. I was trying to accomplish all the achievements in the game to get as many gems as I had. I'm not going to tell you how many though. It's in the video if you want to watch. But he is level 3 right now on his ultimate, so 420 damage there. Or 480 actually, since I'm using the combined attack with this team. So of course he's also 70. And then the third person on the front line is your girl Green, Princess Elizabeth here. She's only awakened to 3-star. I need to get some more of these, which I could do pretty easily. The next one gives her more attack, which will increase her healing, some more tanky stats, and things like that. So if I continue this team, I will be trying to max her, and I'll probably try to max her anyhow, at least a 5-star. Because she's really good for Grey Demon, so I am planning on building and using her regardless of what happens. Her ultimate's at 1. It just increases the amount of healing if it's any higher, and she already heals for a crap ton, so it's very rare where I'm using her ultimate. I'm like, oh man, didn't heal enough. So she's where she needs to be. A couple more awakenings would help though, and all of these things would help with CC. Green Bon is using Green Jericho as his association slot, so I do actually need to get her unique unlocked, and I do need to get her awakened more. I'm all out of SSR pendants. Whoops, wrong button. I'm all out of, oh yeah, I got one last night. So I actually could do this. Her ultimate move is 3, and I can actually increase this. This did not give as big of a boost as we expected. So this also boosts your team's CC, but it was about 30. In the 4 slot, we have a 60 Green Merlin. I am only using her for her passive, so I am a bit hesitant to put her any higher than 60. We'll see what happens. I might end up replacing her with somebody that I'm more confident I will use elsewhere. Awakening, she's only at 2, and her ultimate is at 1. So not a lot of CC boost to my team there. And keep in mind, when you're making these teams, another thing that affects your CC is that you get a 1k bonus per unit that has a combined attack. So if you look here and it has the swords through it, these units all have combined attacks. She doesn't because she got a bigger stat bonus from this. And so it ended up being like a difference of 200 CC total. And so I went for the tankier stats. So I get 1, 2, 3k here just from having the combined attack. But for now, guys, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you do want to see more PvP team showcases, please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what teams you'd like to see. That is all. Peace.